Wonderful to have a packed house on a Saturday evening in Mumbai. Ladies and gentlemen, 21 years ago when we started the India Business Leader Awards, and yes, I have been here for all 21 desire to create institutions with enduring values. Ladies and gentlemen, for 2 decades, the India Business Leader Awards has served as the premier barometer of Indian leadership excellence. Tonight, we are here to celebrate those who haven't just adapted to change, but have in fact driven it. They say that when the terrain changes, you must change your map. The current business environment is being upended by geopolitics, where the rules as we know them are being tossed aside with little clarity on what is to come. The new world order or disorder is being shaped by the growing adoption of artificial intelligence, which threatens to dislocate many industries while at the same time promising higher productivity. There is palpable excitement and anxiety about the future, depending on where you find yourself on the AI curve. And while the jury is out on if AI will usher in an era of abundance or cause an existential crisis for a large majority, one thing is absolutely certain: there is no going back. And that is why the leaders that we honor today will have to embrace adaptive resilience. As they say, we cannot control the wind, but we can adjust our sails. We are not in ordinary times. The conflict in West Asia rages on. Tariffs are being used as an instrument of foreign policy. And in this environment, the temptation is to wait, to hedge, and to see how things settle. But the leaders that we honor tonight have made a different choice. They've built, they've committed, they've acted each in their own domain, each carrying a different kind of responsibility. The scientists working on systems that keep this country safe, the athlete who competes for India on the world stage against the odds, most of us cannot imagine those. The filmmaker who holds up a mirror to who we are as a society, the public servant who makes choices that don't make headlines but shape lives. And yes, the entrepreneur, the executive, the institution builder who commits capital, people, and years to something that doesn't yet exist. And what unites them is their refusal to wait for certainty that was never coming. As Sun Tzu said, strategy without tactics is the long road to victory. Tactics without strategy is the noise before defeat. The leaders that we honor today understand the importance of both. As do we, ladies and gentlemen. For 26 years, CNBC TV 18 has been strategic about its leadership. It hasn't happened by luck, chance, or by accident. We work tirelessly every day to build trust and to deliver excellence. We're not just the most watched business news channel, but we're also, and more importantly, the most credible, influential news brand, one that India trusts and turns to on big days like the budget, where we had an unprecedented 85% plus market share, or during the Iran war, when we've been live on our YouTube channel through many, many nights. And we've always tried to deliver on our promise of providing perspective, not panic, insight, not just information, and sense over cacophony. Roosevelt said the credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly. And that spirit of courage and commitment is what the India Business Leader Awards have celebrated for 21 years. And tonight, we add another chapter to this story. And before I begin with the awards this evening, a word of gratitude to our partner, Standard Chartered. Thank you for your continued trust and for your partnership in this platform that we've jointly created. And to our eminent jury, headed by Mr. Kumar Mangalam Birla, thank you for your time, for your support, and your encouragement. We truly appreciate and value it. A big round of applause to our jury for the India Business Leader Awards for its 21st edition. Welcome once again to the Standard Chartered Presents India Business Leader Awards. Thank you all for being here and many, many congratulations to our winners. May you continue to excel and may you continue to find success in all that you do. Ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much again.
Thank you very much, Shireen, for that. And now to open the evening formally, we're honored to welcome on stage Mr. Kumar Mangalam Birla, Chairman of the Aditya Birla Group, and Dr. Preeta Reddy, Executive Vice Chairperson of Apollo Hospitals, to present the very first set of awards. Please join me in welcoming the both of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a huge round of applause for our presenters tonight. We begin the awards with a category that reminds us what human potential truly looks like. The Special and Para Sports Leader of the Year recognizes excellence achieved through discipline and sustained performance at the highest level.
And the winner in this category for 2025 is Simran Sharma, Paralympic athlete. May I request Simran to please join us on stage for her outstanding international achievements and her inspiring contribution to Indian sport. May I also request someone to please bring up a set of mics? Thank you.
Well, through her relentless resilience and remarkable performances on the international stage, she has not only brought pride to India, but also redefined what perseverance truly looks like in sport.
Leader Awards, I want to start by asking you, what was that moment like when you stood up with the tricolor and the national anthem playing?
Good evening, all of you. Thank you so much for this great award. मुझे लगता है कि एज ए प्लेयर सबसे बड़ा सपना होता है हमारा, हम जब भी हमारा गिव अप करने का मन करता है तो हमें यही याद आता है कि तिरंगा ऊपर ले जाना है और उसमें नेशनल एंथम बजवाना है. तो मेरा हमेशा से यही सपना रहा है कि मैं राष्ट्रगान बजवाऊं. और उस टाइम पे जब हम पोडियम में बीच में खड़े होते हैं, गोल्ड मेडल जब हमारे गले में डलता है, तो वो मोमेंट ऐसा होता है, ऐसा लगता है कि देश का हर एक नागरिक हमें देख रहा है और हमारे ऊपर बहुत प्राउड कर रहा है कि हाँ, मतलब वहाँ पे कोई सिमरन को नहीं जानता कि सिमरन कौन है, वहाँ पे सिर्फ इंडिया को जानते हैं. और जिंदगी का अगर सबसे बड़ा सुकून मैं उसको बोलूँ तो वो गलत नहीं होगा. तो लाइफ का सबसे बड़ा सुकून तभी मिलता है, ऐसा लगता है वो मोमेंट वहीं पे ही रुक जाए और बस मैं उसको फील करती रहूँ जब राष्ट्रगान होता है.
सिमरन, अब इंडिया भी नहीं अमरन को जानती है. अगला क्या लक्ष्य है अब आपका और किस प्रकार की मशक्कत करनी पड़ी है आपको इस मुकाम पे आने तक?
अगला अभी एशियन गेम्स हैं, देन LA ओलंपिक. तो अभी हम उसी की ट्रेनिंग कर रहे हैं. और मैं एक बहुत छोटे से गांव से आती हूँ और मैंने शादी के बाद गेम शुरू करा था, जो कि मेरे हस्बैंड ने कराया था और मेरे हस्बैंड ही मेरे कोच हैं. तो मैं उस जगह से आई हूँ जहाँ पे लड़कियों को बाहर नहीं निकलने दिया जाता और मेरे को बोला था शादी के बाद कि तुम घूंघट कर लो. और मेरे हस्बैंड ने आके बोला था कि नहीं, ये घूंघट नहीं करेगी. जिस दिन आप इसको टीवी में देखोगे उस दिन आप इसके ऊपर प्राउड करोगे. और मैं बहुत प्राउड के साथ बोलती हूँ कि एक आदमी ने मुझे यहाँ तक पहुँचा दिया. मेरी शादी को 8 साल हो गए हैं और उसने मेरे लिए एक वो रोल निभाया है जो एक फादर अपनी बेटी के लिए रोल निभाते हैं. तो थैंक यू सो मच. मुझे बहुत प्राउड होता है कि एक आदमी की वजह से आज मैं यहाँ खड़ी हूँ. वरना जिस सोसाइटी से मैं आती हूँ, आदमी सिर्फ पीछे करते हैं क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं उनकी मेल ईगो आगे आ जाती है कि अगर ये मेरे से ऊपर चली गई तो क्या होगा. और वो मेरे लिए इतना खुश होता है जैसे पता नहीं क्या हो गया है.
Your husband is here. Please do stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, what a fabulous achievement. Congratulations to you as well, Simran. Thank you so much for joining us here this evening.
Thank you so very much, Simran. We're all so very proud of you. And, congratulations again on your achievement. Now, our next category addresses one of the most defining challenges of our time, the outstanding contribution to climate consciousness.
And this year, the Outstanding Contribution to Climate Consciousness Award goes to Smart Jewels. We invite the founder and CEO, Arjun P. Gupta, to kindly join us on stage.
Smart Jewels has been at the forefront of energy efficiency in India, helping industries reduce their carbon footprint while improving their bottom line. Their work is proof that sustainability and profitability are not in conflict. They are, in fact, the same goal.
Arjun, congratulations from all of us here at the India Business Leader Awards. Well, clearly you're proving here by being on this stage that investing and betting on climate consciousness is a smart business decision. What's next for Smart Jewels?
We've saved about 250,000 tons of CO2 profitably for companies, for ourselves and for our clients. And we want to prove that cooling is the largest end use of energy in India, and it's growing like crazy. In the next 2 decades, we'll need 2 new Indias of power just to cool our buildings that don't yet exist and our homes. So we want to do that with at least 50% less energy. That's the path that we're on. We've already proven that for the last 10 years, and we're hungry for more.
Looking for more, what is it that you think you need to be able to grow even bigger than what your aspiration is today? Any changes that you believe are required on the policy front? Any assistance from the government, for instance?
I've always believed that business needs to, succeed regardless of policy. Policy can always help, but the one thing that will help is people like Madam Reddy over here, who gave us an opportunity to work with her company. I think leaders who just say yes to young entrepreneurs and back them and give them a chance to succeed is what we need. And I think we have a lot of them here, so more people to say yes.
And it's a big yes from the India Business Leader Awards. Arjun, thank you very much. Congratulations to the team at Smart Jewels. And thank you so much for being here with us this evening.
A big round of applause for him again. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, we come to one of the most prestigious recognitions for the evening. The Hall of Fame is reserved for those rare individuals whose contributions have fundamentally shaped the industries and touched millions and millions of lives. To accept this recognition on behalf of India's Ad-Man, we invite his sister, the celebrated Ila Arun, and his brother, the renowned filmmaker Prasoon Pandey, to please come and join us here on stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause. Tonight, we induct a creative genius who changed the language of advertising in India. Piyush Pandey was a visionary storyteller who gave India some of its most memorable emotions, moments, and cultural touchstones. From Mile Sur Mera Tumhara to countless brand stories that became part of our lives, his work celebrated India and Indians. The IBLA Hall of Fame posthumously honors Piyush Pandey.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very bittersweet moment for me personally as well, because Piyush Pandey was a mentor to me. He was always here for each and every edition of the India Business Leader Awards. He supported us in everything that we did, in all of our endeavors. And I can say unequivocally that he is sorely and deeply missed. And we will miss him every single day. I cannot let you go. It would be wrong of me not to ask you to say something in his honor. Ila ji.
आज पहली बार इला जी बोल ही नहीं पाएंगी. मैं चाहूँगी प्रसून बोले, बट मैंने अभी बाहर भी कहा था कि आप लोगों का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. आपने पीयूष को इतना प्यार किया और हम हर को वो पार्टनर कहता था, पर आज मेरा दिल धड़क रहा था क्योंकि पीयूष के होने से इस पूरी महफिल में एक जान आती है। वो लाफ्टर पहले आप सुनते हैं, फिर पीयूष पांडे की मूछें आप देखते हैं। तो मैं प्रसून से कह रही थी हमारे लिए जगह है नहीं, पर आपने बुलाया और आई कैन ओनली टेल यू कि दिस ट्रॉफी, बिकॉज प्रसून हैज टू टॉक, वो सोलमेट है, प्रसून ही बोलेगा। दिस गोज टू हिज ऑल क्रिएटिव पार्टनर्स, ओगलवी, एंड अबव ऑल, भैया आई लव यू।
This stuff. You know, I have been trying last 4 months to try and understand what made Piyush matter to so many so deeply. And the more that I think about it, I feel now, ये इतना मैंने पहले एनालाइज नहीं किया था, but I've been thinking in the last four months that Piyush was not just a phenomenal mind with unbelievable creativity and in possession of lightning quick wit. Those were only, I mean, that was just one aspect of his incredible personality. I think what made him the rarest of rare human beings was that he was also deeply emotional, filled with empathy, and a really interested observer of life all around him, the people, their lives, and their relationships with their loved ones. And I think that is why he was able to connect so deeply, so meaningfully with everyone, that everyone felt that he was their best buddy, their truest partner. And I think that is what made him a great leader.
Well, he was a great leader without a doubt. I was telling Ilaji, you know, I would get a call from him every few days where he would say, partner, kya ho raha hai? And he'd give you some idea and say, let's work on this or let's do that. And many things that we've actually done on CNBC TV 18 have been ideas courtesy the fabulous and the irreplaceable Piyush Pandey. Ilaji and Prasoon, thank you so much for joining us here this evening.
What an extraordinary legacy. Mr. Pandey leaves behind an irreplaceable void, but his ideas, stories, and the spirit of creativity will continue to inspire us for generations to come.
We move on to our next Hall of Fame inductee, who's built one of India's most trusted brands from the ground up. TT Jagannathan, the Chairman Emeritus of TTK Prestige, transformed Indian kitchens through innovation, quality, and an unwavering focus on customer needs. To accept this recognition, we invite his son, TT Mukund, along with the MD and CEO of TTK Prestige, Venkatesh Vijayaraghavan, to please come here and join us on stage. Well, Prestige has become more than a brand. It became a promise that Indian manufacturing can compete with the very best in the world. The IBLA Hall of Fame posthumously honors Mr. TT Jagannathan tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a proud moment for us to present the Hall of Fame Awards. You know, this story is special for many, many reasons. It's not just what he did with the pressure cooker. I mean, it's almost unthinkable to imagine the pressure cooker without that tagline, "Jo biwi se kare pyar, wo prestige se kaise kare inkar." But what was even more fabulous was the fact that he decided not to patent that so that it could become something that more companies decide to take forward, because he believed that that was truly work that was required in India. But not just that, he was a man who believed in living life for not just his shareholders, but for society and stakeholders at large. Mukund, let me start by asking you, the biggest learning from your dad.
So my dad never sought recognition, and he did what he did to support his family and to support the workers of the company. But he did all this with such a light touch. He loved life, he lived large, So how he balanced all that pressure with just coming home and then being a father, it amazes me. And I think that's the biggest thing I've taken away from him. We never knew everything he did.
You never knew everything that he did, but as I pointed out, I mean, the fact that he decided not to patent the gasket release technology because he believed that this was something that India needed, that every household in India needed. I mean, that's not something that you see very often in not just India, but globally. I mean, there are patent wars that we've come to know and get used to.
You know, so again, this is a story. It's amazing that people are now talking about this. This happened so many decades ago, and then it's come back to light. I think it's very it's beautiful for us to see that this action that my father took all this time ago is being recognized now. But that's who he was. He thought about others. He never thought about himself, and it really speaks to what his values were.
Let's also talk about the company, and let me come across to you because, you know, to honor his legacy is also going to mean that you take this company to greater heights. What's next now as far as TTK is concerned?
I think Prestige has been a great brand. I was just telling 75 years plus of Prestige brand.
75 years, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, that does deserve a round of applause. As we said, we're honoring institution builders here, and one of them, of course, is the Prestige story.
And you will see this even more relevant, probably 100 more years to come.
100 more years to come. I have to ask you, you know, the big story that we've seen capturing headlines in Mindspace, induction cookers, induction stoves flying off the shelf. Are you out of supply already?
Yeah, we are out of supply, but hope to bring back the supply soon enough.
And are you adding capacity anytime soon?
Yeah, yes, we're doing that now. Yes, yes.
So, you know, if I were to ask you what the next 5, not 100, but at least what the next 5 or 10 years would look like in terms of the aspiration, the ambition of the company.
We want to make Indian kitchens much smarter. I think that journey is something that we've seen. Indian homes are getting premiumized. Indian homes are becoming smarter. I think Prestige was going to lead that way, and we will continue to be leaders.
AI in the kitchen?
Of course, yes.
What can we expect?
Right now, you could see probably YouTube in your chimneys to start with, but there's a lot more of AI that's going to happen.
Lot more of AI.
AI combined with EI, emotional intelligence.
AI combined with emotional intelligence. Mukund, before I let you go, the one thing that your dad always told you that would be helpful to other entrepreneurs who are looking to scale up their business.
So he really showed us by example that you jump into the deep end and figure it out, and you fail 10 times, but you still rise up at the end. And we saw him doing that, and I've taken that away from him. I'm sure that the next generation of entrepreneurs will see that as well.
Certainly something for the next generation of entrepreneurs to take away from. Mukund, thank you very much. Thank you to the team at TTK for joining us today. Appreciate you joining us here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for the team at TTK as we honor TT Jagannathan with the Hall of Fame Award.
Many congratulations.
To the winners, yes.
Moving on, entertainment has the power to move us, to make us think, to stay with us long after the credits roll. The Entertainment Leader of the Year recognizes someone who has created work that transcends the screen.
This year, the Entertainment Leader of the Year award goes to Rishabh Shetty, actor and director. Let's welcome him onto the stage with a huge round of applause.
With a story rooted in tradition and folklore, he created Kantara, a cinematic phenomenon that resonated far beyond its origins. While it shattered box office records, its true achievement lay in how deeply it connected with audiences across languages, regions, and generations, reminding us of the enduring power of authentic storytelling.
Congratulations, Rishabh, and thank you very much for joining us here. You know, for the benefit of all of our audience who are here in this room and many who are watching us online on our social media pages and on YouTube, let's start by talking to you about what you believe made Kantara the big hit, the big success that it has become.
Thank you so much. Thanks for this recognition. ज़्यादा सोचता नहीं हूँ मैं. एक कहानी आ जाता है, ये तो ऑडियंस को बोलना चाहता हूँ. सो आई स्टार्ट वर्किंग आउट, दैट्स इट. एंड आज एक बिजनेस लीडर अवार्ड का एक स्टेज में हूँ मैं. सो आई नेवर टॉक्ड अबाउट नंबर्स. सो एक 14 करोड़ से शुरू किए हम एक फ्रैंचाइज, आज एक 1000+ करोड़ का एक फ्रैंचाइज बना है. सो बिकॉज ऑफ द ऑडियंस, मुझे एक मेरा गांव का कहानी बोलना था मुझे. सो एक रूटेड स्टोरी, रीजनल. I always believed in more regional is more universal. दो बार प्रूव हुआ है मुझे. So सिनेमा को थैंक यू कहना चाहता हूँ, ऑडियंस को थैंक यू कहना चाहता हूँ. That's.
You know, on CNBC TV 18, we would call you a multi-bagger if you've gone from 14 crores to 1,000 crore rupees. तो अब अगला क्या लक्ष्य है आपका, क्या टारगेट है और किस प्रकार की कहानियां, किस प्रकार की स्टोरीज आप दर्शाना चाहेंगे?
अगला अभी शुरू हुआ है. सो 4 साल से कांतारा कई वर्ड में वो एक ट्राइब बन के रहता था मैं. सो अभी थोड़ा डायरेक्शन बाजू रख के सिर्फ एक्टर का रोल निभा रहा हूँ. जय हनुमान करके एक फिल्म शुरू किया हूँ. सो अभी शूटिंग चालू है. मे बी नेक्स्ट ईयर वी गोइंग टू रिलीज दैट फिल्म. एज अ डायरेक्टर, सो अभी तक मैं रिवील नहीं किया हूँ. एक माइथोलॉजी के ऊपर काम कर रहा हूँ.
What is harder, acting or directing? Which is the tougher role to play?
मैं शुरू से ही बोला था कि ज्यादा सोचता नहीं मैं. तो अगर ज्यादा सोचा, राइटिंग, डायरेक्टिंग, एक्टिंग एंड एग्जीक्यूटिंग द फिल्म इन माय ओन विलेज, सो दैट वाज द हार्डेस्ट थिंग. मुझे तो ज्यादा डायरेक्शन पसंद आता है. तो ये रोल निभाने के लिए दूसरा एक्टर नहीं मिला, इसलिए मैं किया. दैट्स.
दूसरा एक्टर नहीं मिला था इसलिए आपने डिसाइड किया कि आप एक्टिंग करेंगे. पर आपको कौन इंस्पायर करता है, एक्टर के तौर पे और डायरेक्टर के तौर पे? दोनों बताइए कि हु इंस्पायर्स ऋषभ शेट्टी?
बहुत सारे हैं, बहुत बड़ा लिस्ट है, लेकिन ऑलवेज डॉक्टर राजकुमार फ्रॉम आवर इंडस्ट्री, ही ऑलवेज इंस्पायर्स मी एज एन एक्टर. डायरेक्टर तो बहुत बड़ा लिस्ट है. पुट्टना कणगाल है फ्रॉम कर्नाटका, बंसाली साहब है इधर, राम गोपाल वर्मा जी है. बहुत बड़ा लिस्ट है.
जाने से पहले एक डायलॉग हो जाए. वन बिफोर यू गो.
ಡೈಲಾಗ್ तो ಕನ್ನಡ में होगा. ಓಕೆ. ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಬರಬಾರ್ದಾ? ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Rishabh Shetty, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for our entertainment leader of the year.
Rishabh Shetty there. Congratulations, and on to your next 1,000 crores and many, many more from there on. Absolutely. A huge round of applause again, ladies and gentlemen, for Rishabh Shetty.
Moving on, our next award is about promise and potential. While India's energy transition is one of the most consequential stories of our decade, this award recognizes a company that is writing a significant chapter in it. The most promising company of the year award goes to Torrent Power.
And we invite Jigish Mehta, whole-time director of Torrent Power, to please come and join us on stage. Congratulations to you, Mr. Mehta.
Now, the Torrent Group has built a strong presence across the power value chain, from generation and transmission to distribution, while accelerating its push into renewable energy and supporting India's journey towards a cleaner, more resilient energy future.
A big round of applause to Torrent and Mr. Mehta. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me start by asking you, the journey so far, liberating. Both Mr. Birla and Preeta were part of the jury, and there was a long discussion on the most promising category of the year. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, here's an inside scoop, an inside story. That is one of the categories that often leads to probably the longest discussion and the longest debate. And finally, yours was the unanimous choice. So I want to understand from you, what should we now expect as far as your ambition, scale of operation, capex plans, etc. are concerned?
So I would say that rather than dwelling on the numbers and all, I would like to put it that, currently the India's energy sector is completely growing, and there is ample of opportunities in the sector. We have been developing and growing ourselves both in terms of we are focusing on conventional power, that we are coming up with new thermal plants because government has created a lot of opportunities in that space recently. And also the clean energy space is giving us a lot of opportunities to grow. So we have been growing on, if you look at it, renewables is one of them. We already have a 5.5 gigawatt portfolio and going on to 10 gigawatt. We are developing pump storage projects all over the country in multiple states. One of them is already we have coming up in a very advanced stage. So we are doing that. We are also doing green hydrogen and further exploring various other parameters. We are basically an integrated utility with our presence in generation, transmission, and distribution. So distribution has been our forte, and we would always look at it, and as and when the sector provides opportunity, we would always be trying to go for those opportunities.
You know, renewable energy, suddenly the focus is right back on renewable energy and the need to expand and fast-track renewable energy capacity, given what we are seeing happen with the conflict in the Middle East at this point in time. But, you know, are you seeing any impact on account of what we're seeing because of gas on the business at this point in time in any form or fashion? And do you believe that given this situation, the need for renewable energy addition, capacity addition, is going to be fast-tracked?
See, as a country, I think we have already embarked on the journey of fast-tracking renewable. I mean, we had seen this a lot of years ago that that we should, as far as possible, reduce our dependence on any import of energy that we are doing. And I think the journey, if you look at in renewables, is now shifting first from pure vanilla solar, wind, what we were seeing, now it's going to more complex solutions, where we are talking of replacing dispatchable power, thermal power with renewables. So obviously the renewable story is there. It will keep on growing, and the current situation will further put emphasis on trying to have our own independence on as far as energy is concerned. As far as the gas goes, I think, yes, currently the country is facing certain challenges on that front. So how we are able to, how the situation, opens up, because if we look at it overall after the Russia-Ukraine thing, or the war which was there, gas situation at that time was quite critical. The world was moving again back to surplus, or was balancing out and then moving to surplus. And now again we are seeing this disruption. One needs to see that how this disruption goes along. So let's see how it happens. But yes, it's going to be challenging.
Yes, of course, this is a developing story and we've been trying to track that even as the awards continue here. What is the rallying cry within the organization? What do you tell your employees, your colleagues to keep them motivated? What is the mantra for continued success for institution building?
So I think, we at Torrent has always we are that way quite blessed because we are having, most of our employees have a very, very long tenure with us. And years, so probably I think it's overall the value system of the company, which basically helps us to keep those with us. And we have, over the years, we have seen them, that they have been quite useful in our overall growth that we have been embarking upon.
Well, Mr. Mehta, wish you and Torrent the very best of luck. Ladies and gentlemen, the most promising company of the year, many, many thanks for joining us here this evening.
I think we can have a bigger round of applause for one of our big winners for the night. Thank you very much and congratulations to you and your team. On that note, Dr. Reddy, I'll thank you for presenting this set of awards and ask you to take your seat. Mr. Birla, if you could stay on, and we'd invite Ms. Arundhati Bhattacharya, the CEO and Chairperson of Salesforce India, to come join us here on stage to present the next set of awards.
A huge round of applause for Arundhati Bhattacharya, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on, we now take a moment to remember and honor a remarkable leader who left us too soon. Anupam T. Nupuri was Senior Partner Emeritus at McKinsey & Company, a position that barely captures the impact he had on countless organizations and individuals. To celebrate his life and accept this tribute on his behalf, we invite Dr. Geeti Bhagat, his cousin, to present us and join us on stage.
He was a mentor, a visionary, a believer in the power of purpose-driven leadership. We honor his legacy tonight as he lives on in the work that he championed and the people that he inspired.
Ladies and gentlemen, in memoriam, Tinu Puri, who really set up McKinsey in India. Geeti, thank you so much for joining us. Let me hand the microphone across to you if you'd like to say a few words in his honor.
Interestingly, not just in his honor, because I asked myself what Tinu would have asked me to say. Given that this is a posthumous award, I think he would have said, this award is not really for me. This award is for those who have high ethics, who inspire the people around them, and who look to solve problems. By the way, he didn't just look to solve problems, he was a man who looked for problems. He would really go to businesses, companies, and say, let's figure out what these problems are. And then he would go in and let us discuss and debate how to solve those. He loved problems, didn't run away from them. And I think that was very inspiring. And I am sure that this award, which is for those qualities, is going to stay with all of us. Thank you, CNBC.
Thank you very much, Geeti. And here's to more problem solvers. And in honor of Tinu Puri, thank you so much for joining us here and accepting this tribute from all of us here. Thank you very, very much. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause.
We now honor the memory of another remarkable leader, Sanjay Kapoor, Chairman Emeritus of Sona Comstar. To accept this tribute on his behalf, we invite his wife, Priya Sachdev, to please join us on stage.
Under his stewardship, Sona Comstar became a powerhouse in automotive components, setting new standards in innovation and in quality. Sanjay's entrepreneurial vision and commitment to excellence have left a lasting legacy in India's manufacturing sector.
Priya, it's wonderful to have you here. Sanjay was also somebody that has been part of many of our CNBC TV 18 awards. He's been on Young Turks going back many, many years. So, it is, as I said, a bittersweet moment. Thank you so much for being here with us this evening. And let me hand the microphone across to you.
Thank you, Shireen. It's an honor to be here. I'll actually like to ask Vivek Singh, our CEO, to also join me on stage. Vivek, please come. I made a few notes to honor my husband today. It's unfortunate he left us too soon, but he definitely had a very personal and close relationship with the CNBC team. Good evening. Thank you for this honor in memory of my late husband, Sanjay Kapoor. Sanjay was an architect of the world he built and the future he imagined. A visionary in the truest sense. He believed deeply in the power of Indian enterprise, and even more strongly in building institutions that would endure any one individual. The journey of Sona Comstar reflects that belief. His vision, his determination, and his confidence in what the Indian mobility industry could achieve. For our family, this recognition holds deep meaning, not only because it remembers what he achieved, but because it reminds us of the responsibility that comes with carrying a life's work forward. I stand here today with that responsibility very much in my heart, to honor the values he lived by and to ensure that the journey he began continues with the same conviction and integrity. On behalf of our family and the teams at Sona Comstar and everyone who had the privilege of working alongside him, thank you. Thank you, CNBC TV 18 and the IBLA jury for remembering Sanjay and for celebrating his extraordinary legacy. I would also like to thank Pia and Vivek for being here today. Pia is Sanjay's oldest childhood friend, and Vivek Singh, the CEO of Sona Comstar. Sanjay was always present for all your milestones and awards, and I know he would be deeply appreciative for your presence and support this evening. And if he was here tonight, I believe he would simply remind us of one thing: to always stay in motion. Thank you. And I'd like Vivek to say a few words.
So I'm obviously not prepared for this. It's still hard. They say time heals all these wounds, but it still hasn't really healed. 5 years, when we started working in this company, we were near bankruptcy. We were a few weeks away from bankruptcy, pretty much. Then Sanjay led from the front. 4 years, he took it forward. From 2019, I've been trying to build upon that legacy. But it still hurts that he left right in the middle of it, right when we were actually getting to enjoy ourselves. But what he has built endures, the values endure, the hunt for technology and that obsession for building an Indian engineering company that the world can be proud of, that endures. And that's how we want to remember him. Thank you.
And Vivek, thank you very much for joining us here this evening, and thank you for the wonderful words that you shared with us. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Sanjay Kapoor.
And we'll move on, ladies and gentlemen. The Breakout Brand of the Year is one of our most exciting categories. It celebrates a brand that has captured the market's imagination, disrupted established norms, and achieved phenomenal growth in a very short span of time.
And this year, the Breakout Brand of the Year award goes to Rare Rabbit. Please welcome the founder and CEO Manish Poddar to receive this honor.
A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the team at Rare Rabbit.
In just 10 years, Rare Rabbit has built an entire fashion ecosystem under the House of Rare, men's, women's, kids and footwear, with over 1,200 points of sale and 200 premium standalone stores across the country. A homegrown label that has achieved what very few Indian fashion brands have managed at this scale.
Manish, congratulations from all of us here at the India Business Leader Awards, and thank you for joining us. What has it taken to build Rare Rabbit over this past decade?
Before I answer your question, thank you everyone here, CNBC. When I manifested 10 years ago to start a brand of fashion in India, I did not even emphasize that I will stand someday here. I would like to take this opportunity to tell Sir that manifestation has been so kind to me that my father on his dying bed spoke about you, and he said, "Kaam karo, bado ek din aayega ki Birla ji se award loge." And I cannot tell you what are the odds that I am standing in front of his family with him by my side and my father above and my wife, the CEO of my life, who is watching me, and you cannot even imagine why and how. It is unbelievable. And yeah, I think I don't mind giving this award back to him. So it just goes as a channel. नहीं, मैं आपसे बाद में ले भी लूँगा ताकि आपके हाथ से मिल जाए. So it is overwhelming. I submit this day to the word design. The sports lady who got an award, the energy people here, the business plans that we make, it's everything about design. We design the day, we design the year, we design a quarter, I seldomly design clothes, collars, garments, and prints and artworks, stores. The country has been the kindest country and the most opportunity-giving country to me, which has led me to, get accepted by such a large size of our economy and our people. They have accepted us in the last 10 years. CNBC is 21 years old. I'm exactly half of... No, 21, yeah, this award. And I'm 10 and a half, just half of CNBC. And it's been a great journey. I submit everybody around us to follow one thing is design in everything that you do. It's a great place you've designed here as well.
Congratulations again, Manish. Are you designing your way to Dalal Street anytime soon? Equity markets, listing an IPO anytime soon?
As one of the actors, directors, he says, "मैं ज़्यादा सोचता नहीं हूँ." So my agenda is, at the moment, polyester yarn and where is the pricing going to go. IPO के लिए कोई कंसल्टेंट आएंगे, हमको समझाएंगे, तब हम समझेंगे. But yeah, my team, I would look at the markets only when my team is ready, and my team is very rare of the industry, all handpicked, all self-made, all first-time builders, and I'm sure they are enjoying this evening. I'm taking it on behest of them, the rare team that we have.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause to Rare Rabbit for the breakout brand of the year. and the power of manifestation, very, very visible here live on stage this evening.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, up next, the Lifetime Achievement Award is perhaps our most significant recognition of the night. It honors a career of excellence, a lifetime of impact, and a legacy that is going to inspire generations to come. The Lifetime Achievement Award 2025 goes to Dr. Anand Deshpande, the founder, chairman, and managing director of Persistent Systems. Sir, thank you for joining us here on stage. A huge round of applause for him, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, here's the man who saw the future of technology when most of India was just waking up to it. He built Persistent Systems into a global technology powerhouse, enabling digital transformation for businesses worldwide. His vision, leadership, and commitment to innovation have made him one of India's most respected technology entrepreneurs. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause.
Mr. Deshpande, congratulations for this Lifetime Achievement Awards. Let me start by asking you what you believe have been the values that have helped shape Persistent and made it what it is today.
First, thanks a lot for this award. I'm really humbled and honored to be here. I'm also very delighted to have this from Arundhati ma'am, who I know because her husband was my teacher. So it's a long association there. So sometimes these things like happen before just manifest in interesting ways. So 35 years has been a long journey for us at Persistent. It's about being persistent. I guess that's been the biggest thing that we have been doing over the last 35 years. A business like this is all about teamwork. So the fact that we have had extremely good colleagues who have worked with me all through these years and have contributed to the company with a long-term vision and sort of being persistent and keep on the technology flag going has been a great thing. For the last several years now, I have a CEO who runs the company, and he has been pushing much harder than I have. And that has helped me get the visibility and the opportunity to do other things. So I'm really grateful to them. I must thank my family members as well, because these kinds of awards don't happen without the support of my wife Sonali, my parents, and everyone else in the family. Thank you very much.
Well, you're absolutely right. It takes a team to be able to get someone to this platform and to this stage. But Mr. Deshpande, let me ask you what the headlines are screaming at this point in time. Are we in the midst of a SaaSpocalypse? Is it over for SaaS as we know it?
Let me first start by saying that we are at the beginning of the AI journey. We are nowhere near the end of it, so it's very early in the game. The second thing I want to mention is that if you look at the universe of problems that need to be solved, there are so many things to do which AI now will allow us to do more efficiently, that I think we are at the beginning and in a very exciting phase. The third thing I would say is that AI is improving productivity for all individuals, for certain. And I think increased productivity for humans with the right aspiration, intention, and work ethic will allow us to do things that we have never imagined before. So I think I would not end at this point, but I would say this is the best opportunity for all of us in India to leverage our productivity and our capabilities to deliver something that we could not have imagined a few years back.
So what is the mantra for persistence at Persistent?
Well, no, of course, AI is an important aspect of where we are looking at, and we are investing in building the next generation of technology solutions for this area. And I think it's too early to write off any of these things. I think if we look at large enterprises and the universe of problems to be solved, there is still a lot of R&D and technology that needs to be built. And that's an opportunity for all of us. Thank you.
Well, may you continue to build on those opportunities. Mr. Deshpande, congratulations once again, and thank you so much for joining us here. Well, clearly, IBLA is manifesting dreams. We had Manish get his award from Mr. Birla, which he manifested. And here's Mr. Deshpande getting an award from Arundhati Bhattacharya. Her husband was his teacher. What a wonderful moment it is on the IBLA stage. Thank you very, very much. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause.
Well, true public service often happens away from the spotlight in laboratories and testing ranges where dedicated scientists and engineers work tirelessly for national security and sovereignty. The Outstanding Contribution to Public Service Award this year honors an organization that has been India's defense technology backbone for many decades.
The Outstanding Contribution to Public Service Award goes to Team DRDO, the Defense Research and Development Organization. We welcome Dr. Prateek Kishore, Distinguished Scientist and Director General, Armament and Combat Engineering, to accept this honor on behalf of every scientist and engineer who serves in silence. For over 6 decades, DRDO has driven India's indigenous defense capabilities, developing everything from advanced missile systems to next-generation combat technologies. Thank you for your service to the nation.
Congratulations to the team at DRDO, sir. What an absolute honor to have you here with us. Take us through what keeps DRDO moving. What is the leadership in action mantra at DRDO to deliver excellence day after day?
First of all, thank you very much for this award. I'll just summarize it. We are looking for self-reliance in critical defense technologies and aiming towards and contributing towards the Viksit Bharat 2047 goal of the Government of India.
What next, sir? What is DRDO focusing on?
We have to be alive to the challenges that are coming forth in the evolving technology spectrum, as well as the way the technology is being employed for the defense purposes. I'll rather leave it at that, and let us focus on our work and contribute towards that.
Well, the scientists are working in silence, and you can see exactly that. Thank you very, very much, sir, for joining us, and congratulations to the team at DRDO once again for the outstanding contribution that you're making to public service. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being here. I'll also like to welcome here to the India Business Leader Awards platform, Mr. Jay Shah. Thank you very, very much, sir, for joining us here this evening. Also, a very special guest, Gautam Gambhir in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, they're back from that historic victory. A big round of applause to Gautam Gambhir and, of course, to Jay Shah. And you'll see them in just a moment. But let me also take this moment to welcome other leaders who are here with us. May I request Mr. Birla and Ms. Bhattacharya to take your seats. We will have you back shortly. Let me take this moment, since this is a conversation about leadership, it's a conversation about excellence, it's a conversation about design in action. We've got with us the Global CEO of Ferrari, who's here with us at the CNBC TV 18 India Business Leader Awards. So let me come across to you, sir, a big round of applause, the Global CEO of Ferrari right here with us. Thank you very much for joining us. What does it take to keep Ferrari motion in excellence day after day?
I think that I heard some interesting comment from some colleague here. What does it take? A lot of good teamwork, a lot of right balance between keeping alive the tradition and looking at the future, innovation. And that's the reason why I came here with the team, because I believe that India offers good opportunity for our brand. It's a place where still today we are small, but we see a lot of love and passion for our brand. So that's the reason why I came here, also because in my life, I was working for an high-tech company, so I was listening to the presentation of the colleague here. And I came in India in 98.
You came to India in 1998?
And the situation is
And did you fall in love with India then?
Absolutely, yes. The food, the love, the people. Varanasi, a lot of interesting experience, so it's always nice for me to come back here.
So what is Ferrari's plan for India now?
It's very simple. We want to grow here because we feel that we are very close to the Indian culture, I mean, Ferrari is basically is an Italian company, and we see a lot of contact points between Ferrari and India. We want to be very close, more and more close. Our partner already here, some of them are here, did a great job, but we need to do a step further. The journey here started a few years ago. We need to bring a different level. That's the reason why I came here.
How many Ferraris do you intend to sell in India?
No.
How many Ferraris do you think you can sell in India?
We don't sell. We want the people to get in love with what we do. Okay? We don't want to sell. We want the people to get in love with what we do. And we are doing different kind of car. I mean, hybrid, thermal, electric. It's up to them. We do not sell.
You talked about electric. What we are seeing at this point in time is global manufacturers moving away from electric. Most global manufacturers have dialed back on their electric plans. What do you make of that?
Look, I think the reality is beautiful because each one has its own point of view. I respect their point of view, and I'm sure they respect our point of view. The Ferrari that will have full electric traction is called the Ferrari Luce, Rojni in Indian, okay? Yesterday I was in Varanasi, and I understood that the original name is Kashi, the city of light, and Luce means light. So we believe that what we did with our Ferrari Luce is something unique in any sense. And again, also there, it's up to the client that will be the judge of what we do. We did, I believe, something unique, but we are going to wait for the client to do and to appreciate what we did. And don't forget that a leader, like Ferrari, has the responsibility to dare. Because if a leader does not dare, it does not deserve to be called a leader. That's our point of view. But I fully respect the point of view of other guys.
But what is your leadership mantra?
What is a leadership mantra? It's very simple. Learn from everyone, everywhere, because so far I never met a person so ignorant I couldn't learn anything. In these 3 years, there is one thing that I learned a lot that is a good representation of the purpose of our company. And you say, Hoga kaise nahi. I think this is...
That does deserve a big round of applause. Hoga kaise nahi.
It's very nice because we say in English, we say we audaciously redefine the limit of possible. But Hoga kaise nahi, I discovered yesterday, I think is much shorter, is better, more effective. So this is what I learned in this trip here.
Hoga kaise nahi. Thank you very, very much, ladies and gentlemen, the global CEO of Ferrari. Let me get a comment here from Anisha and from Mr. Sehgal as well. Hoga kaise nahi, Anish? How do you respond to that comment, and what do you do with that? Is that something that you drive within the company as well, the hoga kaise nahi style?
Shireen, India has been driving that now. India is on the global stage, and you see many Indian companies like Mahindra on the global stage competing with everyone in the world and delivering world-class products.
And deliver world-class products. Do you have a rallying cry like hoga kaise nahi to the team?
Our rallying cry is think big, do less to focus on what you need to do and execute flawlessly.
Flawlessly. I know Mr. Sehgal has many rallying cries, including one saying, "Don't do an MBA." But outside of that, Mr. Sehgal, hoga kaise nahi? What is your response to that?
He's got the knowledge absolutely in mind. But Mother-son, we say we're a not yet company. Means if you tell me, are you making this? I say not yet, means I will make it. So I'm kind of same boat with him.
Same boat with him. But many people don't know this, and some in this room particularly do know this, but many in the general public may not necessarily know how global Mother-son is, and you'll see Mr. Sehgal on stage in just a second. But what does it take to take an Indian brand truly global?
Imagination. And I think Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. So once you have that, go for it.
Go for it. Imagination, stay curious and go for it. Mr. Sehgal, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I'd also like to welcome the Honorable Commerce Minister, Mr. Piyush Goyal. Thank you very, very much, sir, for joining us here this evening. I'd also like to welcome Mrs. Seema Goyal. Thank you very much, Mrs. Goyal, for joining us here this evening. Appreciate both of you joining us here. We've also got the man who's getting ready for his big IPO, Ashish Kumar Chauhan from the National Stock Exchange here with us. Thank you very much, Ashish ji, for joining us. Sir, appreciate you joining us here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Shireen, for taking us through that conversation, and a very warm welcome again to some of the guests who've joined us, and Minister Goyal as well. Thank you very much for joining us here today.
Ladies and gentlemen, moving on, let's move on to our next category, which is the Outstanding Sports category.
The Contribution to Sports Award, which recognizes leadership in the category.
Absolutely. Award recognizes leadership that has shaped the game itself. Sport at its highest level is not just about what happens on the field. It is about the vision, the governance, and the institutional strength that make those moments possible.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is our proud privilege to honor at the India Business Leader Awards for the second time the outstanding contribution to the cause of sport, not just in India but globally, Jay Shah. Thank you very, very much, sir, for joining us here this evening.
There are moments in sport when belief comes before the victory. Moments when someone calls it before the world sees it happen. When Jay Shah said India would lift the T20 World Cup, it wasn't just confidence, it was conviction.
सूर्या भी इधर बैठा है, हार्दिक भी इधर बैठा है, और फरवरी में क्या आपको मालूम है? मेरे को पूरा भरोसा है कि सूर्या वो सेम काम अहमदाबाद में भी करेगा और हरमन वो सेम काम लॉर्ड्स में भी करेगा.
A belief not just in a team, but in the future of the game. As he stepped into a defining role at the International Cricket Council, Jay Shah has helped shape a new chapter for world cricket. One driven by growth, opportunity, and inclusion. Championing historic steps like gender parity in fees, in prize money, and facilities, expanding the global stage for women's cricket.
हमने बहुत सारे डिसीजन लिए और बहुत सारे मुकाम भी पाए, जिसमें हमने डोमेस्टिक स्ट्रक्चर को स्ट्रेंथन किया, हमने पे पैरिटी किया, हमने WPL का लॉन्चिंग किया, हमने नेशनल क्रिकेट एकेडमी बनाई जिसमें 20 लाख स्क्वायर फीट कंस्ट्रक्शन है, जिसमें सारी फैसिलिटी है.
He strengthened the foundations of the sport across nations. At India Business Leader Awards, we celebrate a leader, shaping the future of cricket and a triumph that will be remembered for generations.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I please request our Honorable Commerce Minister, Mr. Piyush Goyal, to please join us up on stage and do the honors, sir. Thank you very much for joining us here at the India Business Leader Awards.
Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for Mr. Jay Shah.
Mr. Shah, please, the podium is all yours, sir.
Good evening. Thank you, Piyush ji. Thank you, CNBC 18, for this honor and respect. And I would like to dedicate this award to all the athletes, especially women athletes who are working hard on the field. सबसे पहले सूर्या, गौती भाई और सारे टीम इंडिया के प्लेयर, मैं आप सबको बहुत बहुत बधाई देना चाहता हूं. मैं टीम इंडिया के साथ साथ साउथ अफ्रीकन टीम और इंग्लैंड टीम जो नॉकआउट के पहले एक भी गेम नहीं हारी है, उनको भी बधाई देना चाहता हूं. एंड फाइनली फाइनलिस्ट न्यूजीलैंड क्रिकेट टीम, the way they perform, the way they work hard on the field, congratulations to them as well. वैसे तो मैं सार्वजनिक मंच में ज़्यादा जाता नहीं हूँ, लेकिन राहुल भाई हर बार मेरे को कुछ ना कुछ कारण से बुला लेते हैं. सो 2019 जब मैंने BCCI ज्वाइन किया और 2019 से 2026 ये 7 साल में टीम इंडिया ने 2 अंडर-19 मेंस वर्ल्ड कप, 2 अंडर-19 विमेंस वर्ल्ड कप, 2 बार रनर्स अप WTC फाइनल में, 1 बार रनर्स अप ODI में, 2 बार कंसेक्यूटिव T20 में चैंपियनशिप और 2025 में चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी। ये बहुत बड़ी चीज है, आप सबको बहुत बहुत बधाई उसके लिए। और मेरे को याद है क्योंकि मैं क्रिकेट को 1998 से फॉलो करता हूं और एज ए एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर 2009 से मैं क्रिकेट संभाल रहा हूं। जैसे एक टाइम पे ऑस्ट्रेलिया का टाइम था कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया मतलब जीत, ऐसे टीम इंडिया मतलब जीत, ऐसा आज हो गया है। अब मैं इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट काउंसिल की बात करना चाहूंगा। ये ICC का वर्ल्ड कप इतना इम्पोर्टेंट था क्योंकि बहुत लोग ICC का वर्ल्ड कप चालू करने से पहले चर्चा कर रहे थे ये टीम खेलेगी कि नहीं खेलेगी, वर्ल्ड कप कैसे होगा। लेकिन ऐसे ICC का अध्यक्ष मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से बड़ी कोई चीज नहीं होती है, कोई एक टीम से ऑर्गेनाइजेशन नहीं बनती है, सारी टीम मिला के ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बनती है। और आप सब जानते हो कि व्यूअरशिप में भी इस बार वर्ल्ड कप ने सारे रिकॉर्ड तोड़ दिए। फर्स्ट टाइम इन हिस्ट्री वी गॉट 7.2 मिलियन कॉन्करेंट व्यूज और नॉर्मल व्यूअरशिप तो सारे रिकॉर्ड तोड़ दिए। इसलिए ये वर्ल्ड कप बहुत महत्वपूर्ण साबित हुआ। और आप सेटबैक देखेंगे और सरप्राइजिंग, जैसे USA ने पहली गेम में इंडिया को बहुत हार्ड टाइम दिया, नीदरलैंड ने पाकिस्तान को हार्ड टाइम दिया, जिम्बाब्वे ने तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया को हरा ही दिया, और नेपाल ने इंग्लैंड को हार्ड टाइम दिया। इसलिए मैं सारे एसोसिएट को भी बहुत शुभकामनाएं देना चाहता हूं कि फुल बोर्ड मेंबर के सामने उन्होंने इतनी लड़ाई लड़ी। मैं फिर से गौतम भाई, सूर्या और ये मंच के माध्यम से सारी टीम को एक संदेश देना चाहता हूं, क्योंकि ये मेरे 17वां साल है एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर के नाते। टॉप से बॉटम जाने में महीनों लगते हैं, लेकिन बॉटम से टॉप में जाने में सालों लगते हैं। आपको तो सिर्फ सस्टेन ही करना है, बहुत आसान है। इसलिए आप इतनी मेहनत करना, ऐसी तरह से आपको हर साल अवार्ड मिलते जाए। और जब मैं BCCI में था तब मैंने 2028 के ओलंपिक तक प्लानिंग की थी, लेकिन सूर्या मैं भी चला गया, मैं ICC में आया, मेरी जगह BCCI में और लोग आए। आप सबको मिलके 2030 की भी तैयारी करनी है, 2032 की भी तैयारी करनी है, 2036 कहाँ आने वाला आपको मालूम है, उसकी भी तैयारी करनी है। फिर से पीयूष जी आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। CNBC न्यूज़ 18 आपका भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। जय हिंद, जय भारत, वंदे मातरम।
Thank you very much, Mrs. Shah, for joining us here. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause. He set the agenda all the way to the 2036 Olympics. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us here this evening. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there is a saying in sport, champions are made in the hours that nobody sees. In the training sessions, the team meetings, and the quiet conversations that rebuild conversation and confidence when it matters the most. The Excellence in Sport Award recognizes the person and the team that creates those conditions. This year, the Excellence in Sports Award goes to Gautam Gambhir, the head coach of the Indian cricket team. Please join me in welcoming him on stage. Congratulations, Gautam. The mic is all yours.
Look, I want to thank TB18, I want to thank the jury, I want to thank Piyush sir as well, and most importantly, I want to thank Jai Bhai for trusting me with this job, obviously staying by me during my lows as well. I've seen a lot of lows during my tenure as well, so thank you for trusting me with this job. And last but not the least, I want to thank everyone in that dressing room who made me a successful coach. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, Gautam. Congratulations once again. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Gautam Gambhir.
Thank you. Thanks so very much, Shireen. The Sports Leader of the Year honors someone who has defined what it means to lead in sport, not just through results, but through the way they play, the way they carry themselves, and the way they inspire others to be even better.
The Sports Leader of the Year award goes to Surya Kumar Yadav, captain of the Indian T20 cricket team. 360 degrees with the bat, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome Surya Kumar Yadav with a huge round of applause. Unflappable with the armband, and 6 days ago a World Cup winning captain in front of his home crowd. There is nobody quite like him in the world of cricket right now. Sky, 360 degrees on the field, but let's get a full picture of it too. Over to you, Shireen.
Thank you very much. I have to tell, yes, please. I have to tell you that there is a lot of very envious people in this room and those watching us online that I'm getting to do this interview with you, Sky. So congratulations once again. But let me start by asking you, at the start of the World Cup, what was the feeling? What were you telling the team? What was going on in the dressing room, especially on the final day?
Obviously, we were very, very happy as we got to know that this event is going to be in India. We were very happy, at the same time nervous as well. If there's no pressure, we are not nervous, there won't be any fun in playing this sport. But as soon as we got to know that it's going to happen in India, everyone was excited, dressing room was happy. Yes, there was pressure, but then I think the dressing room was very, very happy that we're going to play in India.
What is the captaincy mantra? What is your leadership style as a captain? You're a 360-degree player, but what is it that you believe is your true mantra for success and strength?
I feel irrespective of what happens on the ground or on that field, when you come out of the field, you're just another man or you're just another woman when you're playing that game. So you can't carry, irrespective if you're doing well, not doing well, to your home, to your friends, to your family, just leave it on the ground. All those small things, I think that really matter to me. And that dressing room, I think it's very important to hear everyone out. The freedom of speech, that is very important. That dressing room, we listened to everyone, what they wanted, but yeah, at the end of the day, the goal was same.
The goal was the same, but you talked about the freedom of speech and the fact that it's a very democratic culture as far as the dressing room is concerned. But at the end of the day, how do you make sense of all the opinion that comes your way, and how do you decide what decision to take?
See, sometimes it's a good headache to have, listening to everyone, because yes, everyone has different ideas, different plans. But we have to be on same page. A goal is one, so everyone moves in a perfect direction. But yeah, there's a lot of fun, banter, good decisions being made. Sometimes people won't be happy as well. But yeah, that's a very happy dressing room.
What was your most memorable moment of this World Cup?
Lifting that trophy at the Narendra...
Outside of that!
No, I mean, see, when you're playing this sport, you start such lovely tournament. Outside sport, there are a lot of moments when you see the families happy, as he rightly said, the administrators happy. I mean, seeing everyone happy is a very good thing. But yeah, lifting that trophy together in that lovely stadium, I think that was a happy moment.
Mr. Shah has laid out the agenda all the way to 2036 on what needs to be done by the team. What's next? What are you working towards?
I think after this, definitely 2028 LA Olympics is definitely on the cards. Because that cricket is entering in that event for the first time. It is going to be very special. Yes, we relax for a bit for some time, but then we start our journey to achieve something special in 2028.
Olympic gold?
Definitely Olympic gold is on the cards, yes.
And Olympic gold. Sky, thank you very, very much for joining us here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for the Indian skipper.
And many congratulations once again to Surya Kumar Yadav and our entire team. In fact, thank you, Mr. Jay Shah, as well, Mr. Gautam Gambhir, for being with us here. And we'll thank you, Shireen, for taking us through that conversation. Honorable Minister Piyush Goyal, we request you to please join us back here on stage for a very special conversation. Joining him is Bodhisattva Ganguly, the Group Consulting Editor at Network 18, to take this conversation forward. Over to you, gentlemen.
So Piyush ji, welcome once again to the CNBC TV 18 Business Leaders Awards. Thank you for taking out time for what must be a busy time for you as a minister. So you've clearly been the man of the match when it comes to signing a whole number of trade deals. There's the mother of all deals, the one with the EU, the FTA with the UK, and then the framework agreement which was announced early February, leading to the what was expected to be an agreement in March and April. But barely had the ink dried on some of these agreements, we have a big geopolitical crisis on our hands. So let me start with the what is most topical first. Your first reactions to the geopolitical crisis, has the government worked out any estimates of the impact on GDP or inflation, the direction of the rupee?
I think India is a very resilient country, a very strong economy with good fundamentals. And I'm very confident that while we have a war raging on, I'm not an astrologer and can't predict how long it'll run. But my own sense is the people of India understand that this is a challenge we have to overcome. The people of India are ready and willing to work together with the government, find solutions. And I think what Prime Minister Modi has consistently guided all of us is to find opportunities in the crisis.
Right.
Whenever we faced a challenge, we've always been able to convert that into an opportunity. And I'm sure this will be a wake-up call for many of us. This will help us plan for a better future, a more self-reliant and resilient future. And my own sense is that there will be a certain shortfall in economic activity in the short run.
Right.
But we'll make up for that in the months to come. We'll continue to be the fastest growing large economy in the world for at least 2 more decades. And we are well poised to become the trusted partner of the world.
Would you, specifically on the rupee which has been falling, any views on what we can do about that?
I think it's a function of the confidence in the economic situation as we go forward. We've certainly seen that investments in any period of time when there is a conflict or a war usually look for safe haven. We've seen a lot of money flow into gold, for instance, and the import of gold and silver has shot up. Similarly, in such periods, you find that the flow of investments into the stock market, the confidence of the international investors who are otherwise looking for larger ticket investments in India gets delayed a little bit. And therefore, I do believe that while we are facing a stress on the rupee, my own gut feeling is, given our very robust reserves, and we have almost got 12 months of import equivalents as reserves in the Reserve Bank of India kitty, I don't see any reason for anybody to panic. I think the rupee will also bounce back in a more gradual fashion, possibly, once the war is over.
Right. And specifically for exporters, have you been in dialogue with them? Have you? Yeah.
Yeah, we are in dialogue with all our stakeholders on a daily basis. So as soon as the war broke out, by the second day, the Commerce and Industry Ministry was on the job. We set up an interministerial group which covered all the various stakeholder line ministries. We've been engaging with all the export promotion councils on a daily basis. Right. We have a 24-hour helpline ready to resolve any issues. And we are continuously coming up with the standard operating procedures to help any cargo which needs to come back, to see how we can have customs support or port support to ensure exporters don't face any problem, or importers for that matter, because there are many components we need to import also. And the Commerce Ministry has also worked out certain schemes which will help create an insurance cover should any export cargo be damaged or lost or even inordinately delayed because of the Red Sea problem or the Strait of Hormuz problem, right, or the shipping line difficulties. We are working on a scheme on that. We are doing the interministerial consultation. Next week we'll be coming out with some more concrete action agenda to support the exporters.
In general, what would you, because there is obviously some concern among India Inc. In this room. I mean, they're worried about demand destruction.
They're worried about, for example, the shortfall in natural gas. Some industries are being affected. So what is your message to them? What can you say to reassure them?
Well, I think the Petroleum Ministry and the Ministry of External Affairs has been very candid and upfront in sharing with both the people of India and also particularly with business that obviously when there is a war, there are going to be problems, there are going to be challenges. We all in this room jolly well understand that. Having said that, the good news is on crude oil, on fuel, we are pretty well placed. We have good stocks in hand. So you've seen there's been absolutely no disturbance of any sort on the crude or the fuel front, petrol, diesel, aviation fuel. We've in fact ramped up kerosene production so that should there be any delays in LPG supplies, we'll be able to make it up, give alternate cooking medium to the common man. Incidentally, we are also covering through imports from diversified sources the requirements of LPG and LNG also.
Right.
But we all know that the major chunk of gas came from the Middle East. And the shipping times were barely 3 or 4 days, at best 7 days, when these shipments of gas came into India. Now we have to diversify to sources which are significantly far away from India. So Canada, the United States, possibly Russia. We are looking at various sources of alternate sources which will feed the requirements of India. What we have only done is to increase the time between 2 cylinders that a person can take. And of course, there's been a short term, it's more a supply demand time issue. It's not an issue of finally the availability as much as the timing to be able to give enough shipping time for these gas sources to reach India. And therefore, I see no reason to panic. I wish people would understand that we are in a war situation. They should not hoard gas cylinders. And should that message go down to the people, and media can play a very important role, sorry, rather than showing a very negative picture on media, I hope all of you get together, show some nationalist spirit, educate the people that there is no reason to panic, stop hoarding, and then I don't think there'll be any cause for concern.
Yeah. No, that point is well taken. Just one last question. So are there contracts we've already entered into with some of the suppliers, the US, Canada, Russia?
It's a continuous process.
Right.
Already the people are aware that the government has been looking to diversify its sources of energy. That has been the stated goal of the government over several years. And we have accelerated that process, and many contracts have been entered into. Many have started shipping supplies from new alternatives. And my sense is, A, the war may not last very long. B, even if it should, the alternates and diversified sources should be able to meet our requirements in the very near future.
Yeah, we hope you're right that the war should not last. Hopefully in a few days it should be over. But we'll see. Just one more question. We were doing an FTA with Israel. We had started talks. And also a wider FTA with the GCC countries, right? We have one with the UAE already. What is the status of those post the conflict?
Of course, I'm sure all of you are aware that the 9 free trade agreements that we have entered into under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi in the last 3.5 years cover 38 prosperous and developed countries. I mean, the least of them is Mauritius, where the per capita income is below $20,000. But they are largely into tourism and financial services and don't hurt the Indian economy. They only complement us. All the other 37 have high per capita incomes, most cases $30,000, $50,000, $60,000 per capita. Some of them $90,000, $100,000 like the United States or Switzerland, or even $200,000 per capita in Liechtenstein. All of this has opened up huge avenues and have given us a global footprint where we have preferential market access for 2/3 of global trade. I think never before has India been so ambitious, so self-confident, and been willing to negotiate from a position of strength as we have in the last few years. These 38 economies will help us expand both our goods and services business, will help us attract large pools of investment and hopefully strengthen the rupee going forward very quickly, because many of these FTAs also have a committed FDI component and large amount pools of capital for innovation, for manufacturing are expected from there. And as we speak, I have 6 new free trade agreements going on in my office. We have Israel, where we launched negotiations some time back when I had visited Israel. We have the GCC, we already have Oman and UAE. Now all the 6 GCC countries, the Gulf countries, want to have a FTA with India. We are already in dialogue with Chile and we are already in dialogue with Peru. We are looking at Mercosur for a free trade agreement against a small PTA, preferential trade agreement that we had in the past. There's dialogue with Mexico, which is still at the initial stages, but in the later part of this year, we hope to launch a Mexico engagement. SACU is another area, the South Africa-led union, where we are looking at possibly working to create a trading relationship. I had the Korean minister with me yesterday. We have a free trade agreement very badly negotiated by the Congress government.
Which you're trying to renegotiate.
And I'm in public, I mean, it's not nothing I'm saying for the first time or politicizing the issue. I think every businessman in India knows that the Japan, Korea and ASEAN, the 3 FTAs the Congress did, all 3 have hurt India. We've hardly seen any significant increase in our exports. We've only seen greater amount of imports coming from these 3 geographies. So we've already started negotiating with Korea for a more balanced and fair FTA. Yesterday also we discussed it with my counterpart. The ASEAN negotiations are at an advanced stage. Japan has still not started renegotiating, but it's very high on our agenda. So all in all, we are looking to have greater investments, greater trading opportunities, greater amount of countries with whom we can provide services so that young India, full of aspirations, full of talent, full of skill, becomes the growth engine of the world.
Okay, one last question on the Indo-US FTA. How does the US Supreme Court ruling change things? Will there be a delay? Because
well, I think we had a very, very robust and good free trade agreement that we had, the first tranche of it, we had finalized with the United States. I think it was possibly on 3rd of February that we announced it. I'd like to just specify for some of you who may not be familiar with free trade agreements. A trade agreement is about getting preferential access versus your competitors. The absolute tariff does not matter. The important thing is, do you have a preferential market access compared to your competition? And I must share with you, the US agreement gave India the lowest import duty into the United States compared to all our peers, all our competitors, whether it's Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, Philippines, Bangladesh, Pakistan, all the competing economies. If you go to see, we had the best rate amongst all. Apart from that, we had a number of products where we would get 0 duty. So giving us a great opportunity to expand trade with the US. We had also been able to negotiate with the United States going forward significant access to technology, significant access to data center equipment, which would lead to huge investments coming into the country. All in all, the first tranche or the interim agreement that we were looking to finalize was very good for the economy. Of course, the Supreme Court of the US has ruled against the executive powers of the president, due to which the preferential part of our engagement has been lost. And therefore, we are in dialogue with the United States to see how they will once again give us a preferential market access, which is better than our competitors, so that we can finalize the free trade agreement. We stand by the free trade agreement. Please don't carry it away by some news reports that I saw probably yesterday.
That's right, yeah.
From some foreign news agencies. Half the times I would actually urge you that what you read in some of these news agencies, please do not believe. Only believe what the government or the official media tells you. Fortunately, organizations like CNBC, TV18 at least call us up to confirm any news that they're going to play, whether there's merit in it or whether it's a fake news. What you saw yesterday in a couple of foreign agencies was completely fake news.
Which talked about
India stands by the trade agreement. We are looking to rebalance to get back our preferential access compared to our competitors. Our teams are in continuous negotiation and we'll hopefully finalize it soon. One thing I'll take the opportunity of sharing with all of you. India today, when we finalize a free trade agreement, whilst we have significant offensive interests, which we are fighting to get a bigger market share or bigger pie for our businesses, for our farm produce, for our fish produce, for our MSMEs to flourish, at the same time, we protect sensitive sectors where we do not give preferential market access in India when we finalize a free trade agreement. So for example, with the US, all GM products will not be allowed entry into India, which means almost 90 or 95% of American major crops are just not allowed entry into India.
Right.
So whether it's corn, whether it's soy meal, whether it's rice, wheat, millets, some of the pulses, many items which we are self-sufficient in, there's no market access that we have given. The only access given is areas where we are currently importing or we do not threaten our farmers. And I think this is a loud message that India is the only country in the world, and I repeat, India under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and thanks to all of you who are the backbone of this strong economy, who are the trusted partners of businesses around the world, thanks to each one of you and all those beyond this room, we are able to get free trade agreements with the European Union, 27 nations, with the United States of America, with the United Kingdom, with the 4-nation EFTA bloc, with Australia, with New Zealand, all of these without opening our dairy. None of these countries has ever done a free trade agreement which did not have market access in dairy. India is the one country, thanks to the strength of all of the 140 crore Indians, the fact that we are the most trusted partner in the world today. The world wants to do business with India. The world wants to have India in their resilient supply chains. Because of that, all 6 of these geographies, all of Europe, all of the Oceania region, the United States, all of them, we have not opened our dairy and safeguarded the interests of millions and millions of farmers, our fishermen, our animal husbandry players, our MSMEs, our women entrepreneurs, and yet opened up huge opportunities, whether in the textile sector, whether in handlooms and handicrafts, leather, footwear, pharmaceuticals, chemicals, automobiles. The world is now our stage. And I think all of us need to get out of our cozy comfort zone, need to look beyond the 1.4 billion Indian market, Because as the economy grows from $4 trillion to $30 trillion when we celebrate 100 years of independence, these global engagements and focusing on internationalizing our businesses is going to play the most important role. Thank you.
Thank you, Piyush ji. That's a good note to wrap up. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Piyush Goyal.
And that was a comprehensive and I must say an optimistic picture of where India's trade story is headed. Thank you, sir, and thank you, Bodhisattva. Requesting Shireen to kindly join us back on stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is also special as we mark a moment of change at CNBC TV 18. After 26 years, we say goodbye to the CNBC Peacock. It has been much more than just a logo. It's been a daily reminder of what we stand for: accuracy, insight, and actionable information. So while we embrace a new signage, it remains enduring. With this new logo, we start a new chapter, an upward arrow, simple, bold, and deliberate, a symbol of the direction that the network is headed. It is a fitting emblem for a brand that's always believed that the best stories are the ones still being written, and tonight we are here to write another one. May I request the Honourable Commerce Minister to please join us on stage and do the honours and unveil the new CNBC TV 18 logo. That's the one you have to look for when you're using the remote control to find us. Sir, request you to do the honours. You'll just have to press that and... Well, that is the new logo, and that is what you need to look for when you look for CNBC TV 18 on your television screens, and of course find us online as well. Shruti and Ritu, like to have you back, please.
Thank you, Shireen. Moving on, we are immensely grateful to Honourable Minister Piyush Goyal for being a part of this new leap that CNBC TV 18 has taken tonight. Thank you, Shireen. Thank you, sir. Requesting sir to kindly come back on stage, please.
Thank you, Honourable Minister Piyush Goyal. Now, to present the next set of awards, we invite a stalwart of the banking industry, P.D. Singh, who is the CEO of Standard Chartered India and South Asia, to join Honourable Minister Piyush Goyal on stage. Let's welcome him with a big round of applause.
Moving on, our next category, the Young Turk Startup of the Year, celebrates audacious ambition backed by flawless execution. This award recognizes a company that has helped define one of the fastest growing sectors in India's digital economy, quick commerce.
And the Young Turk Startup of the Year award goes to Zepto, and we invite the co-founder and CEO, Adit Palicha, to please come on stage to accept the award. Now, in just a few years' time, Zepto has built a dense network of neighborhood fulfillment centers, reimagining how urban consumers access everyday essentials, turning near-instant delivery from an experiment into a very scalable business.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause. He started a company when he was all of 18, and 10-minute delivery to the Lal Street. Adit?
Well, before I answer that question, I just want to thank Shri and the CNBC team for having me here. It's a great honor, and I'd like to dedicate this to our team. I'm nothing without my team, so thank you for having me. On that, I think, we've already mentioned we're in quiet period, and there are lots of, stakeholders from the government here, so I'll make sure to, maintain compliance to that quiet period, but thank you.
We appreciate and we're sensitive to your quiet period, but Adit, before I let you go, what has it taken to build Zepto, and what is the grand vision? What's the grand plan from here on?
Look, I think, although from the outside our business might look, very interesting, 10-minute delivery, consumer internet, the reality is that we're actually in a paisa by paisa business. It's all about, deep cost execution, driving operating leverage within the same inputs of our supply chain, getting more and more margin leverage. So it's a, basis point by basis point execution business. So it's just about, keeping your heads down, day to day running the business, and driving the needle, a little bit here and there. I think for us, we feel like if we can get to, enough scale and drive our cost structure to a low enough point over the next, couple of years, I think we have a real shot at building a, exciting, dynamic, generational company in India. And hopefully, what keeps us motivated as a team is that, why can't we build an internet and e-commerce company as good as the global best? There are, world-class companies out there that have created, amazing stories in capital markets that have driven growth in their respective countries for decades. Companies like Amazon or Mercado Libre or Coupang, across the world. So if we can do that, if we can be a great story of Indian excellence in internet, then, we'd be happy to be a small part of our growth story. So that's the thinking.
Well, we wish you the very best of luck as you take the internet story global. Before I let you go, how old are you now, Adit?
I think, judging by the picture, you still use of me, I'm still 19. I'd request all the journalists here to stop using that picture. That was from a long time ago. I'm now 23, so, it's been a long time.
The Young Turk Startup of the Year, all of 23, Adit Palicha and the team at Zepto. Congratulations and thanks very much for joining us.
Well, Adit, at this age, the scale is truly remarkable. Many, many congratulations to the entire Zepto team.
A real young Turk there. Well, some leaders don't just build companies, they build Brand India. The Outstanding Contribution to Brand India Award recognizes someone whose work has elevated India's standing in the global business community. The Outstanding Contribution to Brand India Award goes to Vivek Chand Sehgal, the chairman of Motherson Group. Please join us on stage, Mr. Sehgal. Thanks very much, and let us give a big round of applause to welcome him onto stage, our winner tonight, Mr. Sehgal. Over the years, he's built the Motherson Group into a truly global enterprise operating in more than 40 countries today. In automotive components, his company competes with and often beats the best in the world, proving that Indian companies can lead and not just follow.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Mr. Vivek Chand Sehgal, a company that was started in 1976, quite literally by him and his mother, and today is operating across 50 different countries or 40 different countries with a plethora of acquisitions that they've done. And taking forward what we just heard there from the Commerce Minister, Mr. Piyush Goyal, Mr. Sehgal is a true embodiment of what the Commerce Minister was talking about, of Indian companies looking to global markets. How did you get it all done, sir?
It's a long story, 50-year-old story. But I think the cornerstone of Motherson is BY. Buy yourself, beat yourself. You don't have to compete with anybody. Just keep listening to the customer and do the right thing, and you're there.
Well, that's a nice new one. BY, beat yourself and be by yourself. But, to all the entrepreneurs who often look at global markets with some degree of trepidation, and especially in the volatile times that we live in, what is your mantra for going after newer and newer markets and also doing it via M&A?
I think the key is the customer. The customer actually calls us and tells us, please take over this company. I need this company to survive. There are many problems in the world, and all the disruptions actually have a lot of casualty. But the customer says, please focus and make sure that this company survives. So we've done 52 acquisitions and still counting. We just closed one day before yesterday. So why not? We are what the customer wants us to be.
52 acquisitions. Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. 52 acquisitions is what Motherson has done. You just told us you're a not yet company. You're already in automotive. You're in aviation. You're in electronics. What's the next not yet opportunity that you intend to focus on?
I'd leave it to my customers. My customers are all here, and they tell me what to do, and we just we just do.
Well, we'll just do it. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much for joining us here at the India Business Leader Awards. The team at Mother Son taking Brand India Global. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Many congratulations, Mr. Vivek Chand Sehgal, on your outstanding achievement and for putting India firmly on the global automotive map. Moving on, the Outstanding Company of the Year recognizes an organization that exemplifies excellence across every dimension. This year's winner carries a legacy of over 7 decades, but remains as relevant and dynamic as ever.
The Outstanding Company of the Year award goes to Mahindra & Mahindra. Please welcome Dr. Anish Shah, Group CEO and Managing Director of Mahindra & Mahindra, on stage to come and receive this honor. From tractors to SUVs, farm equipment to aerospace, they've demonstrated that diversification backed by excellence creates some enduring value. Dr. Shah and the entire Mahindra Group, members who are present here, thank you so much for joining us here on stage.
I don't know if we have a big enough stage. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Team Mahindra for joining us here at the India Business Leader Awards. Congratulations. Anish, congratulations. I'm going to let the minister give you your trophy before I speak with you. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Team Mahindra. Anish, so what's the mantra for success from here on? You've already achieved a lot of what you had promised to do in the last few years. What's next now for the team?
So Shireen, I want to first start by thanking the jury for this very, very prestigious award. I also want to say that a company of the year takes many decades to build. Any monument, any institution requires a vision, it requires a foundation, and many skillful hands. And therefore, the credit for this goes to all our associates and our leaders over many decades. In particular, Anand Mahindra, whose vision helped build the Mahindra Group to where it is today. His passion for R&D, for technology, for design, is at the core of our products and services right now. Our foundation is our purpose. And our secret sauce is our team. And a culture of collaboration and teamwork, and which is why you see all of them here today. We could not take it without everyone here. This is something that belongs to everyone here. I would personally like to acknowledge my wife, who's taught me EQ and leadership and everything that comes with it. Snails here in the audience today. And my parents, who taught me how to dream. And where we go from here, to your question, Shireen, is, as I tell everyone, we keep our heads down and do what we have to do. There is a lot we have to achieve. There's a big wide world out there. So with your guidance, we've done very well in many areas, and thanks to a number of FTAs you've created, we aim to take full advantage of that and have our products go to many parts of the world. We believe we have world-class products today, and that's the next step for our journey.
Well, we wish you the very best of luck with your plans to go global. Again, congratulations to all of you at Team Mahindra for winning the Outstanding Company of the Year. Thank you very, very much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for the team at Mahindra.
Well, and now our highest business leadership recognition for the evening, the Entrepreneur of the Decade, honors someone who has shaped an entire era of Indian enterprise.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Entrepreneur of the Decade is Kumar Mangalam Birla, Chairman, Aditya Birla Group, one of India's most respected and diversified conglomerates. Please join me in welcoming him with a huge round of applause.
Mr. Birla's leadership has been defined by strategic vision, ethical governance, and deep commitment to nation building.
Entrepreneur of the Decade, ladies and gentlemen, Kumaramanglam Birla. Mr. Birla, the numbers tell the story. The decade that you've steered the group through, why don't you share that with us?
So before that, Shirin, I'd like to just thank the people who have really, because of who I stand here today. Firstly, I don't know how many of you know, but Piyush is a CA, and he's a silver medalist. I too am a CA, but I just kind of made it. So admiration for him goes back a very long time, and it's great to receive this award from a dynamic minister and someone who's a dear friend. I want to thank CNBC. I was racking my mind. I think I got your Best Leader of the Year award about 10 years ago. CNBC clearly believes in long-term investing. Entrepreneur of the Decade, I must say, is a bit of a misnomer for us at the Aditya Birla Group. We believe in a more distributed model of leadership where leaders across the length and breadth of the company take fairly large entrepreneurial bets fairly regularly, and therefore, with a heart full of gratitude, very happy to take this on behalf of a very large group of very committed and very talented entrepreneurs. The last 10 years, I think that it's been they say that, a week is a long time in politics, and it would be fair to say now that a day is a long time in politics. But I always feel that a decade is a remarkably short time in business. Having said that, in the last 1 decade, we have grown rapidly. We have grown on the back of the Indian economic boom. We have also scaled up our businesses to global leadership positions. If I can give a few examples, for example, our next cement unit commissions in 2 weeks. With that, we reach a capacity of 200 million tons. Thank you. That makes us the largest selling cement company anywhere in the world. It also makes us the cement company with the second largest capacity anywhere in the world outside of China. That's a matter of great pride for all of us. A large part of that growth has come in the last 10 years. In September this year, we commissioned a new rolling and recycling aluminum mill, which is in Alabama in the US, at a capex of $5 billion. It's the largest investment that the US has seen in the aluminum sector in the last 40 years. In the last few years, we've also launched and rapidly scaled up four new businesses. One in particular is in a sector that has been thought has been pretty unassailable so far, which is paints. And I'm very happy to share with you that at the end of the first year of operations, we are number 2 in terms of capacity and number 3 in terms of market share. In this 10 years, we've also incubated some other businesses which are pretty much in sync with global mega trends. And we see the group as a very valuable growth platform with a unique mix of scope and strength.
Mr. Birla, you gave us a very quick snapshot of the decade gone by, but let me ask you about the decade ahead. And we have the next generation of the Birla Group right here with us as well. What is your message to them? What is it that you believe you would like them to take forward in terms of legacy, direction, and how different is the Birla Group going to look 10 years on?
I think that's a great question, Shirin, but they're the right people to ask how different it will look. I feel very happy about the fact that they're solid human beings. They understand and respect and treasure the values of the group very deeply. I see that in the work that they do on a day-to-day basis. I think that's the core of their DNA as well. I'm sure that all of us combined are looking at new businesses that are in keeping with what's happening in the world around us. Like I said, we built a growth platform which has a unique mix of scope and of diversity of businesses. We've always been a conglomerate at a group level. So I see us investing in some businesses which maybe 5 years ago we wouldn't even have thought of getting into.
We look forward to hearing more from you and them on that. Let me end by asking you, Mr. Birla, something that your father said to you when he was handing over, in a sense, the reins to you, that has kind of been the compass that has helped you steer the group to where it is today.
There's one thing, Shirin, that I never forget. In some context, he said to me, no shortcuts. You've got to, go through the entire 9 yards. I tell that to my kids as well, and I'm very happy that they don't believe in shortcuts. I think that's a great mantra for life, for your personal life as well as your professional life.
Mr. Birla, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, the entrepreneur of the decade, Kumaramanglam Birla. A big round of applause. On that note, may I request all the other winners to join Mr. Birla and Mr. Goyal on stage. We're going to get all the winners back, sir, for a quick photo opportunity. May I request all the winners to please come back up on stage for a quick photo opportunity as we close out the 21st edition of the India Business Leader Awards. Could we have all the winners up on stage, please? Keep the applause going, ladies and gentlemen. This is the grand finale. You're seeing them all on stage for one last time together.
As we have all the winners join us here on stage, and I request each one of you to please make your way here for the photo opportunity. I'd also like to thank all of you here for being in the audience, a wonderful audience tonight. And thank you to every leader who's on stage as well. For our partners as well, the presenting partners, Standard Chartered, associate partner, Reliance Industries Limited. All of you, thank you very much for making this a wonderful evening for all of us here at CNBC TV 18, and a huge congratulations to all of the winners for tonight. May we have another round of applause?
Huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. One last time, all our winners on stage.
Thank you all very, very much, and a huge congratulations to each and every one of you again for this award. Thank you all.
Request you all to kindly proceed for dinner. Thank you and have a good night.